Okay, I want to start off by saying, Call Halayim La Yahweh Hashem Yahshai Hashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostle, that was a great millstone. Peace and blessing to you. I can push this truth throughout the four winds. All right, you can see the videos entitled, You Must Be Called to Do the Works. Just reading through the Psalms and sparked up through the spirit, a lesson. Hope it's edifying, okay? First, the word elect. Okay, it goes in Bakyar. It's chosen, chosen one, elect of Yahweh Shem Shai. So you have to understand that a lot of people know that they're Israel. A lot of people know they're Israelites, but that doesn't make them apt to teach and to be proclaiming the doctrine. You know, that's why leaders were set up. That's why men that teach were set up. And then if it's of Yahweh Shem Shai, then you basically are built up to where you actually come out and you preach the gospel. Okay, but you have to be called. You know, this is 1 Corinthians 1:1. It says, Paul, called to be an apostle of Yahweh Shai Mashiach through the will of the Most High, and Sosthenes, our brother. Now, Paul, he was called. Okay, so let's look up that word called. It says, called, invited to a banquet. That banquet is ultimately the kingdom. But the banquet is to round up people that were called also to that same banquet. Okay, so you have to be called, and when you get your calling from Yahweh Shem Yahshai, now it's set up to where you can do the calling. Okay, that spirit is on you to now it registers to where you're called to do the works. Okay, it says, invited by the Most High in the proclamation of the gospel. So you're here to proclaim the gospel. Okay, that's what you're called to do. Not everybody is set up to call or was called to set up to proclaim the gospel in 100% truth. That's why you have a lot of fake Israelite groups. You know, they think they're doing something righteous, but it was set up that they would be deceiving and leading people on a wrong path. Like you got groups telling people to take the vaccine. You know, that's not of Yahweh Shem Yahshai. First of all, you're breaking the skin. That's might as well go get some tattoos. You know, so certain men were set up to do this. All right. It says to obtain, so invited by the Most High in the proclamation of the gospel to obtain eternal salvation in the kingdom through Hamashiach. So when Yahweh Shai died and was risen, it was certain men that was going to get and take on that same like spirit that he had to proclaim the gospel and bid other chosen men to the marriage. All right. It says, call to the discharge of some office, divinity, selected and appointed. Some men were appointed and selected from when the world first began, when it was already set up that they would come down in his flesh. And every reincarnation, what they would do is they would be set up to proclaim the spirit that was put on them at the end of a captivity of a civilization. Okay, they would give warning. Now you had false teachers that's been amongst that group of people the whole time also. Okay, so everything is set up by Yahweh Shem Yahshai, and we have to understand that it's going to be that way. It's nothing no one can do to change that narrative, because it was set up that certain men would be false prophets, false teachers. So this word, when it goes out all the way in truth, it has to be set up by Yahweh Shem Yahshai. You cannot force the course of the river. You can't wake up and see, okay, I'm an Israelite, watch a couple videos, then go out on the highways and hedges and regurgitate things, because if the Spirit doesn't call you to do that, then you're basically doing it and forcing the course of the river yourself. Okay. In the mind frame now, it's like, okay, you want to do better, but you have to let the Spirit guide you. Okay, the Spirit has to be your guide. You can't just wake up, I'm an Israelite, these are the laws, statutes, and commandments, and go out on the highways and hedges. That Spirit has to tug you, and it has to be over you. That's why a lot of it tells you that the Spirit is going to try you. And it's like a stone on your chest. You can't move it. Okay? Wisdom. That wisdom, that's the Spirit. Okay? You will be tried. And like some men, they'll just go with the flow of, well, I just got to be doing the works, you know. Not everybody was set up and called to do the works, okay? So don't force the course of the river. You don't want to be deemed a false prophet, you know what I'm saying? Because you're leading people astray. And you see a lot of them amongst Israel, okay? It says, invited, appointed, specially a saint. And that's an Israelite man, okay? This is Matthew 22:14. For many are called, but few are chosen. So a lot of people are called, okay? That's those, the called is, a lot of people know they're Israel. But the chosen, these are the ones that the Most High set up from the beginning, okay? They're chosen. It's like, they're set in stone, all right? These are the elect. You have a lot of men called, and then some may fall out, you know. They basically were set up to possibly win someone else over through them knowing that they're Israelite. They get in the camp, and then all of a sudden they fall out, okay? So a lot of men are called, but few are chosen, all right? And this is Sirach. This is how you become. Ultimately, it's up to Yahweh Shem Yahushua who the chosen is. Like, that number is already set in stone. Okay? We're just fighting and praying and hoping that we're a part of that chosen. All right? But it's things we do. Okay? It's Sirach 4:28. Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. Okay? And put on as the elect. Okay? So these are things while we're here, and the Spirit will guide you. That's the thing about all of this. You're not doing nothing on your own. The Spirit will guide you into all truth. And if you're in all truth, and it's set up from the beginning that Yahweh Shem Yahushua has men set up to be the chosen, you're gonna fall right into your lot. Okay? And nobody can stop that. But you have men that put on this vibration that they're men of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. When you see clearly a thing like pride sneaks in, and Salakia, and when pride sneaks in, now it becomes a thing of you're at a place of authority, and now you just get this vibration that, well, that don't necessarily feel like the Spirit. You know what I'm saying? Because they're putting themselves on a level and on a pedestal to where, you know, the Spirit isn't. It becomes more about them. Okay? And that's the thing you avoid. Now, we have apostles and elders, and we follow these men because we believe and know through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua that they were set up to be leaders. Okay? Plain and simple. It's a domino effect. One domino, just like when we were just reading about Paul, he was called. And what did he do? He went to the lost and he bid them to the marriage. Okay? He was called to be an apostle. So he had people behind him. So it's the same way now. Okay? You can't force yourself by watching videos to just all of a sudden be on this level of just, I'm apt to teach now. These things take time. Okay? First of all, if you hear the truth, you have to understand that it's a lot of groups out there that you may follow. All of them are not the truth. Okay? You can't follow a different group. It's the reason why groups break off, because there was a certain thing in there that they didn't agree with, and they changed the doctrine up. Okay? So whoever you follow, just know that the spirit has to be on that group to lead you into that truth. So whatever you believe in, you have to be very careful. Okay? Because just a short example, like when I first came in, it was a group I followed, and it was not the truth. Okay? It was like so far from it. All right? And I heard of this Israelite doctrine and walk, and it was like late 2008. Okay? And I wound up coming into the full truth and seeing Great Millstone. It was like 2011. And that's when a lot of things had to change. Like, I'm listening from 08 to like 2010, 2011 to I Can't Eat Honey. You know what I'm saying? Like, your tassels on t-shirts with the border of blue. You know what I'm saying? The Shabbat being on Friday to Saturday. You know, it was a lot of things that had to change. I had the wrong name, but it took years for this thing to come out. Now imagine someone coming into the truth and the spirit isn't on them, and they get bad information, and now they're bringing that forth to the congregation. Okay? The spirit didn't call them to do those things. They're doing it because they see and think that this walk is a fad. Okay, it's like, I'm an Israelite, I'm chosen, I'm going to be a king, all these things. And you get a little bit of knowledge, and what you do is you go out and you try to teach that. You know what I'm saying? The spirit has to call you into all truth. All right? It's in Psalms 51. It says, verses, let me see, 14. It says, deliver me from the blood guiltiness, O Most High, thou power of my salvation, and my tongue shall sing aloud of thy righteousness. O Yahweh Shemi, I shall open thou my lips, and my mouth shall shew forth thy praise. Now, it's telling you right here that you're not doing this on your own. Okay? You're asking for the spirit to overtake you, and that the Lord speaks through you. Precept, Deuteronomy 18:18. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I command him. So it's not of nothing we do. The Lord has to call us and basically put his spirit on us. And this is the thing. The deceived and the deceiver are his. So it's a lot of men that really believe and truly believe they're in the truth and they have the truth. And lo and behold, it's to their demise. Okay? And that's the thing, man. You have to really sincerely and truly pray that the Lord put his spirit on you to get this, and it resonates, you know, and it's real. All right. Finishing off, it says, this is the rest of 1 Corinthians. Yeah. It says, thou desirest not sacrifice, else would I give it. So this shows you're not moving on your own. Because if you had to make the sacrifice to do this on your own, and it's obvious that's what he's saying. It's like, I would have sacrificed myself if that was the case. But he's saying, it's not up to me. Okay? It's not up to me to just say, I'm going to sacrifice my life over to you. You have to be called to do this. All right? It says, I would give it, thou delightest not in burnt offerings. So it's nothing you're going to do the Spirit comes upon you, then you make yourself a living sacrifice. But you just making yourself a living sacrifice, that's trying to force the course of a river. You can't change the current of water. Okay? If it's going this way, that's the way the river is going to go. You cannot change it. All right? So, the sacrifices of the Most High are a broken spirit. A broken and contrite heart, O the Most High, thou will not despise. Okay? So that's who the Lord is dealing with. Men who went through life and life just chewed them up and spit them out. Okay? That's who the Lord is with. That's who he's dealing with. All right? You may have some men that they had good lives and the Lord still chose them, but it's of the Lord to do these things. Okay? This is Psalms 138:6. It says, though Yahweh Shem Yahshai be high, yet he hath respect unto the lowly, but the proud he knoweth afar off. So you have to, it's like the Lord really seeks out the lowly of the world. You know what I'm saying? It's not everyone that's proud, things of that nature. You have to really be a lot of the men, if they told you their stories, you'd be like, damn, you know what I'm saying? The brothers was homeless, sleeping on benches, sleeping out of cars, you know what I'm saying? Got shit on by their families and like basically the black sheep of their families, you know what I'm saying? So these are the men that Yahweh Shem Yahshai, he looks to. Because if you look at someone that's lowly and someone that's a contrite spirit and their minds are broken, now when the Lord, because it was already set up that his spirit will be on them, now they can be used. Okay? Now, because guess what? You don't have shit to lose. Everybody done gave up on you, and now you find rest. Kind of like people who, and this is no wise glorifying this. It's kind of like people who join gangs. You know what I'm saying? Their family pushed them out, and they just want something to belong to. Okay? So Yahweh Shem Yahshai saw that in his men, and that's what he chose them to do. Okay? They had to go down this path and see that this world really don't give a damn about you. I do. So you're going to be my chosen. Okay? The same way when Saul was walking on the road to Damascus. Okay? What happened? That light came and he was called. Okay? So I hope this is edifying. Okay? But you must be called to do the works. You cannot force the course of the river. You're not going to just wake up one day and say, I'm going to do this. I'm going on the highways and hedges. The spirit has to move. You can do those things, but that don't mean it's in righteousness. Okay, I hope this is edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles. The apostle and elders, a great millstone. Peace and blessings to y'all. I can push the truth throughout the 4 winds. Till next time, Shalom.